I worked out way too fucking hard yesterday, but we had a really big transit in regards to how we feel. We had Venus conjunct Neptune yesterday, and it kind of goes hand in hand because love takes a muscle, and that transit happened in Pisces, and then Venus moved on into Aries, but they're still conjunct. 5-degree orb, 10-degree orb are what most people use for conjunctions. So until the planets separate, we're going to be kind of lingering in this idealistic, now spicier, but we're taking this daydream, this ooey gooey, positive manifestation energy, and we're moving forward into it with courage. Nobody is going to call an Aries or any fire sign outright patient. Patience is not what we're known for. Venus and Aries especially. I feel like Venus retrograde, like natal Venus retrograde or Venus retrograde transits, are forced to be more patient. They're more introverted. So it does go inward, and there's more patience to it. But it's not something that comes naturally. That comes with time and experience and muscle. So, as a Venus and Aries person, I can tell you how to hack this. And it blew my mind when I realized this whole paradox. Okay, so when it comes to what you want, things that you desire, how often are we going into fear that we won't get those things first before we're able to really bask in the idea of what we do want, right? Think about that. So, think about how hard it is for you to go on a positive rampage about things that you enjoy, about yourself, about life itself, because you're so locked in to being realistic or going to shoulding yourself, should this, should that. Practicing positive rampages is a muscle that I did not have in 2018. I only just got introduced to Abraham Hicks in 2018. I think that's the same year I first got into physical therapy and started working out, to be honest. I was so uncoordinated physically, mentally, spiritually at that point in my life that a lot changed in a very short amount of time. I started fasting intermittently that year. Of course, I took a break from it. I think I stopped in 2021 for a short time, but I got back into it 4 months ago. Practices like fasting is not a digression from the topic of love in itself, but it's not where I want to spend most of my time. It's part of it, though. So I wrote some notes that I'm looking at connoitering with right here. So I'm just going to sneak this in real quick in the middle. I'm going to be doing a live with my homegirl / sister / mentor, Pele, Pacific M Oceans / Ketalox. She's a human design master. I know we're going to go on a Zoom link, but I'm going to try to broadcast it as many places as I can. But I'll definitely put it up on YouTube for sure, so I'll be linking that shortly. What I mean by love takes a muscle is the type of love that we were all born with as a kid. When we're trusting, ideally, we're experiencing nurturing, but we have that unconditional love in our hearts before all the trauma really sets in, before we really understand the contrast that this planet can be. Like, let me give you an example. I've always been an artist, and that's part of having a Venus conjunct Mercury and with having it trine Uranus. Like, that's really creative energy. So is all the 11th house bullshit. So is Gemini. Like, I'm creative and smart, and it's just something I've always had with me. Some of my favorite things about myself, like, I can go on positive rampages about myself because I've worked on my ability to do this. So this painting is one of my first paintings that I ever made. It's finger paint. It's oil. I don't have very many oil paints. I think this might be my only oil painting. And I did this when I was about 5 years old. It has love in it. Love is the only thing that's ever mattered to me. I made this one when I think it's before my dad left when I was 8. So I think I was like second grade-ish when I made this. I think I did have some help on the cylindrical shape of the vase. But as you can see, I've always had love as a principle in my DNA. This is who I am. That is the main focus of my psyche. But it takes work to stay that way, because it takes a childlike mind, it takes curiosity, it takes a playful heart, it takes a happy heart, and it takes protecting that happy heart with all of my being to make sure that I'm staying open, staying playful in a world that wants to work against that, make you jaded, make you thick-skinned, make you really climb over other people just to get ahead. It wants you to use other people. It wants you to be used. It wants you to be disappointed and lost and mundane. And I refuse. Nothing takes more discipline than practicing unconditional love. Hardly anything for an Aries takes more discipline. I'm getting amped. You can hear it in my voice, like I'm getting loud. It has taken so much devotion and so much practice and so much discipline to maintain patience in my life, to learn how it really does. Like I'm not naturally patient, especially around food. And I'm sorry when I'm not. I know it makes life hard. But I'm learning just like everybody else. Nobody has this all figured out at all. We're all kind of just winging it and getting by. That's why we have coaches. That's why we have tarot readings. That's why we have ministers and religion and mythology. I love mythology. I love the stars. I love the lessons inside the stars. That's part of why I do what I do. Aries energy is about authenticity and boldness. So is Aquarius, and we have Pluto in Aquarius. Don't forget that. Don't forget big old Pluto over there while we're dealing with Pisces and fucking Taurus and fucking Aries. We're going to be having some Gemini shit once Uranus moves. And Jupiter. Let me tell you, like, we have to be the realist. We have to be the most loving. We have to be the most vulnerable. We have to play the fool sometimes. If you haven't learned anything, learn that from me. Like, it's fun. It's fun not giving a fuck what people think. But it takes muscle, it takes practice, it takes devotion to protect your heart while you're dancing on the edge of being spiritually naked. And you have to figure out how to do it with tact and make sure you're not revealing too fucking much. Duh. I think it's cute when those people who like to play it cool and disaffected try to like connect with people later on down the road, and then they wonder why their ship sailed. If I want to be loving towards somebody, if I want to send them life, if I want to be a shining light for them, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to let things stop me, even in the face of them doing me wrong. I don't have to be around them to do so. I don't have to interact with them. I don't have to unblock them to do so. I can send energy out. So can you. That's what being mature and spiritual and realizing we're really all one. We're really all one. And these are just different personality aspects of the all. So what are we really splitting hairs over? It's all love. It's all love. Love yourself first and foremost and keep your boundaries high. But Jesus fucking Christ, use your muscles, use your reps. These trances are great reps. When you're using love as a spiritual practice, though, you want to be heightened and aware that you're not taking when you're giving. Expectation needs to be trashed for everything. Everything is transient, and we are all one. Keep that principle. Sameness, all right? So give love to yourself first, and then send it out. So you're not in a deficit, and you're not leaning on reaction. It's not about that. It's about being able to express the love that you're feeling in truth at the moment. So there's a trick to it, but get into Bhakti Yoga. I've done some reels about it previously, but it's my main spiritual practice. Love is my religion. That's it. It's simple, it's elegant, but it's also very complex. Solar eclipse is coming up very, very soon. Have you selected your oak tree friend yet? It's very important. I'm dead ass serious. You need tree friends right now. You need to stay grounded. Get in some sunshine as long as it's out. So there's the sun today. There's a storm moving in again this weekend. So I better get outside. I love you guys. What day is it? It's Wednesday. These weeks go by so quick. I love you guys. I really do. Because that's who I am. I am love. Have you gotten it yet? I keep saying it, but have you gotten it yet?